Welcome to the Brian Craig Show podcast. My name is Brian Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. This just cracked me up. I saw this today on X, and it's a Media Eye lead story for a while up there on the Daily Mail. It's all over the place. And we got this meeting of the losers and rechecks. And what my wife calls this is dinner with the schmucks, right? And so this was just posted online today, Marjorie Taylor Greene. So this is at Tucker Carlson's house. And, Tucker Carlson. So Tucker Carlson, of course, is at the head of the table. And he's got Marjorie Taylor Greene and her boy toy, Brian Glenn. Joe Kent, remember? He left the White House. Joe Kent, and I guess that's his lady. And then, of course, Massie and his girlfriend, and the story is that they're starting a new political party. Look at this is hilarious. Okay, this is Mediaite. Former Republicans. Wait a minute. Is Marjorie Taylor Greene no longer a Republican? Did she leave the Republican Party? Okay, did she? Whatever. Former Republicans Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tucker Carlson are apparently serious about their plans to launch a new political party, and they've got some help. And I mean, look at this. Brian Glenn, Massie, Joe Kent, and the rest. Here's the thing. This is what happens when people's celebrity goes to their head. No one cares what any of these people think. No one cares, okay? They're not movers. They're not shakers. They have zero influence. They're former has-been celebrities, okay? And they blew it. They used to be somebody, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene was a somebody. Tucker Carlson was a somebody. And I used to like Brian Glenn when he was on Right Side and when he was working at the White House and he had that exchange with Zelensky. That was all great stuff. But they showed their true colors. No one, not a single MAGA person, is going to change how they vote because of any one of these people or all of them together. I'll tell you another thing, too. What kind of people that are calling themselves conservatives hang out with Massie? Massie's a sleazeball, okay? We all know the stories about Massie and the ladies. Good conservative people who support good old-fashioned conservative values don't hang out with sleazeballs like that. You don't associate with them, and you certainly don't bring them over to your home. And it really cracks me up because, they look crazed here. They really do, especially Marjorie Taylor Greene, honestly. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's really trying to show everybody she's still in the loop, right? This picture here, her wedding pictures in Vegas with Brian Glenn. She's desperate to be a celebrity still, and her celebrity is out the window. But I'll tell you this. President Trump has had so many people after him over the years that have power, influence, government agencies. They broke into his home. They shot him. They did everything else. And what these people don't understand, these never-Trumpers, President Trump is the road runner, and the never-Trumpers are the coyote, okay? They never are going to win with all their political tactics from Acme Corporation. And every time they go after Trump, they just make him more popular. Oh, my goodness. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is Sean from Massachusetts.
Oh, hey, Sean.
This is the funniest thing I've ever heard about.
Oh, isn't it?
I swear.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
You know what kills me is like you just said, they're not going to move anybody. Because anyone that might have even turned against the Trump movement, if they did, they're not going to listen. It's not going to matter because even if they didn't vote, because it's like they didn't vote anyway. So even if they go over to over this, whatever this thing is going to be that they're going to do, if this is going to happen, I think it's going to fall before it even starts.
Absolutely.
It's not going to matter.
No, in fact, not only is it not going to matter, what they're becoming are punchlines. right? I mean, I was talking the other day when Marjorie Taylor Greene released the wedding photograph of her and Brian Glenn out in Vegas, and I saw that picture of them kissing and all this, and it seems so forced. Like, look, we're so happy. We're in Vegas. We're in love and happy. It was too forced. Marjorie Taylor Greene is constantly trying to tell us that she's happy, she's where she wants to be, and this is the life she wants. And we know the opposite is the real situation.
Well, when you look at her psychology and the way she acts, like exactly, she's overcompensating in her words to try and convince us that she's fine with this. She is coping with this. It's like you wouldn't believe.
She's
Trump
freaking out.
So rent-free. Rent-free in her head, Donald. And it's unbelievable. It's so obvious. How stupid does she think we all are?
Pretty stupid. Hey, Sean, I got a lot to get to, but I appreciate the call. And if you'd like to call in, please do. The number's toll-free, 888-465-2631. And then the Tate brothers, who are being held in the jail in Miami. Look at this. This is a Mediaite. Andrew Tate warns of an exodus of young male voters if Trump doesn't support him. Oh, okay. The lawyer for Andrew Tate... I tell you, these are another couple guys who think they're a lot more important than they are. The lawyer for Andrew Tate warned Republicans a reckoning is coming if President Trump doesn't step in to help Tate's legal battle. What's he supposed to do, right? Both Andrew and his brother Tristan are being held in a Miami jail while they fight extradition to the UK. And they got some pretty serious charges against them. Yeah, so we've got the table of the dinner with schmucks, and then we've got the Tate brothers. Oh my goodness, I love it. This could not be going better. All right, if you're on hold, hang in there. Oh, hold on a second, guys. The phones are ringing off the hook. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Milo, Cuyahoga Falls.
Hey, Milo, what's up?
Well, I am really shocked to hear that my prediction of a new party formed by
losers.
Yeah.
So I don't remember. Oh, so you predicted that a bunch of losers would form a new party against Trump? What a great prediction! Wow.
Exactly. And guess what? It's going to be funded by Russia and China. So.
Yeah, maybe Qatar. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Russia
is behind all this.
Well, someone's behind it.
People need to.
Someone's behind it.
What's that?
Someone's behind it.
Well, no. It's trust me. It's Russia, because you got to remember China has no actual resources, and they're a team. Iran, Russia, and China are 100% a team.
Yes.
So I will guarantee you right now, this is really bad.
What's Tucker got going on there with that chandelier? What are those antlers from deer?
Oh yeah, those things are actually really expensive.
Yeah, well, here's the thing with Tucker Carlson. He's got an expensive lifestyle, and his $20 million a year job at Fox. Well, that's been gone for years. So
I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you exactly what's happening with these people. And I said this back in 2020. What's happening is they've given up on America in a sense. They think that Russia and China are in so deep that
you give these people too much credit. No, it's all about money, and they want money.
I don't disagree with that. I don't. But here's the thing: they want to set themselves up for when if we don't get back in office 2028.
Listen, other than Massie, I don't know about Joe Kent, but other than Massie, you're looking at a table of unemployed people. And they have expensive lifestyles, and they need money.
Yeah, and they need money because
And Massie's going to be out of work soon, and when his term is up at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say for sure exactly what all their intentions are or why, but I felt like in 2020 that all these, corrupt Democrats and rhinos were the same thing. They knew that this country was falling, and they want to set themselves up with
The country's
money
not
so
falling.
they can avoid.
The country. This is the golden age of
Hey,
America.
I'm still fighting.
Haven't you seen all these? Haven't you seen these gold statues that President Trump is decorating in D.C.? This is the golden age of America, man.
I know, but what happens if we don't? Like you said, we have to show up in masses, right?
To vote.
If we don't, and we lose, I mean, the only way that Russia and China will ever get
Hey, listen, I'm gonna move on because you and I are having two different conversations, and so I appreciate the call, but you're on the air. What's your name? Where it didn't sound like that. We're having different conversations. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is Nick out of Miller's Island, near Baltimore. Listen, I love these podcasts.
Miller's Island. That sounds like a Netflix series. Miller's Island. Soap opera.
Well, we're on a peninsula. We're on a peninsula here. This is the Battle of North Point where we fought off the British.
Oh yes.
I wanted to drop some information on you. You speaking of Brian Glenn?
Yeah.
Remember that guy Mike Magnificent, or it was a black guy?
Yeah, Magnificent. Really from Right Side Broadcasting. Magnificent. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Brian Glenn pushed him out.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. He screwed him over. Well, I don't know what the deal is, but he screwed him over.
I have Magnificent. I have Magnificent's cell phone number. Maybe I'll text him.
Well, ask him if that's true. Because I think it may not be true. It's what I've heard, or but there was something going on there.
Yeah.
And,
well, there's something going on now.
I like Mike.
Yeah, he was great.
Magnificent.
He was very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll look into that. I'll
he
shoot
did
him
a couple of YouTube things.
Yeah, I'll shoot him a text and see if he's interested in talking.
Yeah, because he was really good. Tell him he has fans.
Oh yeah, he's very good.
But,
yeah. Well, I appreciate it, Nick.
Fans too.
I hope so.
All right. Hey, thanks.
All right. Take care, man. All right. Take care, Nick. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good afternoon. This is Richie. How you doing
Richie.
today?
I'm doing well.
All right. I first of all, your opening topic, these people are not going to be financially worried whatsoever because, in my opinion, Qatar has paid them off.
Yeah.
You remember where they said certain politicians accepted money and influencers from our enemies, basically the people that got all the bucks.
Yeah.
I mean, they might as well be in the anybody that I've heard go against Israel, you find out that they've taken money from these people.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. And I guarantee you Tucker's taking money. And I guarantee you Marjorie Taylor Greene, if you check her bank account now, what she had when she started in Congress.
Oh, by the way, Jen Extra just sent a super chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And said, let's see. Yeah, so I appreciate that super chat. I'll read it in just a moment. And also, go ahead.
No, there was something that bothered me when you were talking this morning while you were having your delicious cup of espressos.
Yes.
It got me crazy because you said anybody that doesn't agree with President Trump is a traitor to the war effort because President Trump knows best.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. But that's okay. But before you get to your point, hold on. What I said is those of you that are advocating against the war. I said this is what I said exactly, Richie. Okay. What I said was this.
Okay.
The debate over whether we should be involved in this air campaign against Iran is over because we're 6 months into it. Okay, so if you're advocating against us now, you're rooting for Iran and you're a traitor.
Okay, now we're gonna have a discussion here. President Trump, and I'm not going against what President Trump thinks because I don't have the inside information like you say all the time. President Trump has got to balance this out because of the world economy, not so much us, but if the world goes into a depression over oil, then we go into depression over oil. Saudi Arabia, turns out, along with the rest of them over there, have put huge pressure on President Trump to please stop because if they don't stop, they fear that the Iranians are going to bomb their oil fields, and that'll be.
I know. I heard Mark Levin talking about that this morning. Is that where you got that from?
No, not just Mark Levin.
Yeah.
Not just Mark Levin.
Mark
No,
Levin.
I didn't get that from Mark Levin.
Okay. Yeah, I heard Mark Levin was talking about the oil economy. Yeah. I don't know that that's true. Exactly what you're saying, but I did hear Mark Levin on his. I guess it was his Saturday Night Fox show. It was on
Newsmax. It was on Newsmax, and it was a report this morning. I picked it up after I heard you talking. I didn't even know about it, but they showed that the Prince of Saudi Arabia and him, along with others, put extreme pressure on, begging him to stop. Don't do it, because they were afraid of their oil wells getting attacked. Now, I can understand President Trump doing that because he doesn't want to put the world into a deep depression. But Brian, don't tell me that this is a decision, and he knows he might have made that decision because of pressure from Saudi Arabia, whether it be right or wrong. But so I guess Saudi Arabia is against the war too.
Listen,
no mention was ground.
Hold on a second here.
No mention of ground.
This story, different people have different interest. Okay, as an example with Tucker Carlson, with the Dinner with Schmucks here. Okay.
Money.
All of them have an agenda, and it's money. Mark Levin, Mark Levin laid out a detailed rant about what you're saying, all right? And I know he's not.
Didn't see it.
Okay, well that's okay. I'm not accusing you of plagiarism. I'm just telling you I heard Levin.
Newsmax.
Okay,
Newsmax
all right. Well, people on Newsmax said a lot of times, people have agendas too, and Mark Levin's agenda is to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. Okay, he wants to, wipe Iran off the face of the earth. Yeah, Iran. He wants to run, not Israel. That's what the Democrats want to do. Mark Levin wants to wipe Iran off the face of the earth, and Israel want to wipe Iran off the face of the earth. And let me finish, Richie. Let me finish. I'm not going to run. I'm not in a hurry. In the mornings during the week, I'm rushed because I got the break schedule. On these, I'm not as I could be a little more laid back. So people have different conflicts of interest. And what I was and I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. What I was talking about with Trump and this new thing, he said that he was going to he called off a bombing campaign that was one like we haven't seen since the Second World War. And what I was talking about this morning is that Trump is running a war of patience. He's slowly wearing the Iranians down, as opposed to rushing in to finish up a war just because some people are impatient. You understand what I mean?
All right. Now, I do, and I respect what you're saying. I say this to you. First of all, you brought up ground troops. Nobody wants ground troops. I don't want ground troops. But what I'm saying to you, that if he went all in instead of this back and forth, I remember being in Vietnam. Put us there, and then sit back and don't do nothing. Wait, give them a chance. Give peace a chance. And my theory is this: you cannot negotiate with this regime. Do I believe that there should be regime change? Yes. Do I believe that we should bomb them into oblivion? No. We need to weaken them enough where this regime falls.
Yeah,
and if
you think that
they're not going to reconstitute, themselves once Trump is out of office, especially if we ever see a Democrat in there, because the Democrats love this.
Well, part of the, there's a lot of things we haven't seen, okay? And in regards to Iran, and this is some of it, okay? Now, we've lost, 19? Did we lose 19 service personnel?
Which is very low.
That's really low. I mean, there probably been more.
That's remarkable. No,
there's probably
he's done a great job.
Richie, hold on. There's probably
but he hasn't hit.
Richie, come on. Let me finish. Okay. We have probably lost more service personnel in accidents in the last 6 months, many times over than the 19 we lost in the war. So the American loss of life, and most of that was from lucky shots that the Iranians got off. President Trump, for regime change to happen, there'd have to be a ground invasion. I
don't think so.
But what we
a
haven't,
lot of other people don't think so.
Well, what we haven't heard though is what are the Iranian casualties? I haven't heard any, not a single story on any Iranian casualties during this whole thing. And it could very well be in the hundreds of thousands.
There's a blackout there. My point is this. If you weaken them to the point where you start taking out their electrical grid and their bridges, which he said he was going to do, that could bring the regime to a total collapse. I'm not saying kill all the population, and I don't believe in ground troops. I don't trust these people, and I don't think they're going to follow through with this. Mm-hmm. And Saudi Arabia obviously doesn't think so either, because if President Trump does what he wants to do, yeah, he will bomb.
And Richie, another part of it is, and this is another thing I was talking about on my early morning live stream this morning. If we go in and take out all the, I'm all in favor of taking out the water plants, the electrical plants, their nuclear reactor, everything, and send them back.
Not the water.
It is the desert. Maybe we'll let them have some water. Okay, whatever. But everything else, okay. But if we do that, then all of a sudden you've created a humanitarian crisis among the civilians that we're responsible for. And then we've got to go in there. Then we'd have to go in there for humanitarian relief, and there's going to be an Iranian insurgency after that.
You are a historian. You're in your own right. You took that in college. You're a master at it. You know world history. You know that we totally devastated Nagasaki and Iwo Jima. Not Iwo Jima, Nagasaki and I cut the other city with the atomic bomb.
Hiroshima.
Those people were Hiroshima. Those people were desperate. We destroyed Germany. We split it in half with Russia. Germans were, and we went in there and we rebuilt both countries, and we're still sitting there. So I understand that, but for us to keep on going back and forth like this, like a yo-yo, makes President Trump look like he can't make a decision.
I think it makes him look. I think it makes him look smart.
Yeah, well, here's the deal, Brian. I'll bring up a marriage. I'm not bringing up yours or mine, but you get in an argument with your wife and you say, hit the door. I've had enough of you. And when she gets to the door, you say, oh, please come back in.
Hit the door.
This is what's happening over and over. Yeah, go out and leave. This is what's happening over and over with President Trump. I'm going to bomb the hell out of him. We're so close to a peace. I'm going to bomb the hell out of him. We're so close. It's back and forth like a yo-yo. He looks like he doesn't know what he's doing.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you might not agree with it,
right.
and I'm sure there are a lot of people that will.
All right, Richie, I appreciate the call. All right.
But I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not saying he's wrong now because of the economy of the world.
Okay.
But I don't know enough.
All right, on that we'll both agree that you don't know enough. You gave me that line. This is what I was talking about early this morning, and this is an important point to be made. President Trump he has incredible military advisors. Not just Pete Hegseth, but Raising Cane, General Kane, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs. And if you remember, it was General Kane, who's the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, who took down ISIS in just a couple of weeks, right, in Trump's first term. And we were fighting them for a long time because of the other strategies. And General Kane is very, very smart. And I gave this example today. I've been telling you guys, I've been reading this book by Stephen A. Ambrose. The D-Day book by Stephen A. Ambrose, and it's a very good book. And by the way, reading books is so important, guys. It really is. And I've read a lot of books by Stephen A. Ambrose. He's the author of Band of Brothers. I've read Band of Brothers. He did a book called Wild Blue on bomber pilots of the Second World War. Undaunted Courage, which I have here, actually on my control board. I use it as a shelf, which is his book, Stephen A. Ambrose's book about Lewis and Clark, and I've been reading this one. And I was reading this, he knew very well Dwight D. Eisenhower, so he has access to a lot of things no other historian ever had. And Stephen Ambrose is writing about this debate that was going on before the D-Day invasion, when the D-Day invasion was being planned between Eisenhower and the Air Force generals. And the Air Force generals were opposed to the D-Day invasion, at least when it happened. They wanted to have a massive bombing campaign to destroy the infrastructure of Germany, cut off their oil, blow up their reactors and oil wells. And Eisenhower said, no, that'll take too long. We need to go now. And these guys hit the beach and they're mowed down. And what President Trump, the way I described it is, what President Trump is doing is waging a war of patience. He's being very patient. He's doing away with the Iranian regime's ability to fight back at all and even keep control inside their own country. And I believe this is a strategy that he's getting from General Kane, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, that he brought out of retirement to give him this job. And it's a war of patience, and it's a very smart way to fight a war, as opposed to rushing things where a lot of people get killed when you're worried about what you look like or what people are saying. So, no, I think what President Trump's doing is very smart. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, my name is James, calling from Ohio.
Hey, James. What's up?
Nothing. I was just listening to you talk about the Iran war with the last caller, and I mean, I have to be honest. This war, I wouldn't go as far as to say that it's a quagmire, but Iran strategically, they have the upper hand. I mean,
explain that to me. I've missed that. How do they have the upper hand?
Okay, and I'll explain that to you. So, if we want to target their infrastructure, right? Their bridges, power plants, make the country pretty much ungovernable, right? They will literally take out Saudi Aramco, all the gas fields, everything, and they have the capability. That's not even a question.
What do you mean? We've blown up so much that they have some speedboats left. How are they going to do all these things you're talking about?
Speedboats doesn't get you a strategic victory.
They don't have no. The Iranians, their navy's gone, their air force is gone, their army's devastated.
Okay, that's the thing. You're repeating what Trump has said probably 10, 15
Yeah. So how are they going to take out the Saudi oil?
And I went to college in
good.
And
Trump
I
University
went to school for geopolitical. I went to Ohio University.
Oh, Ohio University. Okay, cool.
And I studied geopolitics there. And I'll tell you this. The Iranians, when I've read about the Iranian political class, their military, their Navy, their Air Force, they never had an Air Force.
That's not true.
They had F-5 Tom.
No, they had two.
Okay,
no, you're wrong. You're wrong. They had two Air Forces. They had a regular Air Force, and then the Iranian Revolutionary Guard had an Air Force. They did have a Navy that had over 200 ships in it as well.
Okay, well, if I can put these facts to you and then get your thoughts real quick. So the Iranian Air Force had F-5 Tomcats from the 60s. So you don't consider that an Air Force in the modern day. You can't consider.
When
that
did you
an
go to
Air
college?
Force.
When?
You said when? In the early 2000s?
No, I think your information's out of date.
No, I'm saying, I mean, that hasn't changed about Iran.
Yeah, it has. Well, they don't have it now because we blew up everything.
And that's the thing. Blowing up everything looks real cool when you're posting on on Truth Social, but that doesn't get you a strategic victory. And another thing about their Navy, it was a ragtag of all.
Not true. Not true. They had not true. They had they were doing military maneuvers for years with the Russians and Venezuelans off the coast of Venezuela in South America.
Okay, they did not have any semblance of a Navy. You're acting like they had Corvette class ships.
They didn't have. They didn't have what we have, aircraft carriers and things like that.
They don't even have what a third world country has.
But they had a smaller sea air. We're patrolling the world. They have, like the Persian Gulf is basically where they were. Although the Soleimani, which we sank, was in the Indian Ocean when the fighting started 6 months ago.
And yes, and that was actually, I actually think that was a war crime because that wasn't even in the sphere of battle. They were
You're saying that the United States committed a war crime against Iran, taking out the Soleimani? Are you out of your mind?
The Soleimani, and the Manab school. How do you feel about the Manab school?
Wait a minute. Did the British commit a war crime when they sunk the Bismarck? I mean, what are you talking about?
I mean that ship. I mean, I have to put context to it. As a former Navyman, I was in the Navy, so I know this stuff. And that ship was in the Indian Ocean because it was not even doing military drills or anything like that. It was more of a show.
Well, it's not doing anything now. It's on the bottom of the ocean.
Right. And that was, I mean, I've talked to former Marines and all that, and they think that was a cheap shot because we hit the ship and we watched it. Yes, we hit the ship and watched it go to the bottom of the sea.
That's right,
and
the Soleimani.
Usually in warfare, even the Nazis used to sink British ships.
Okay, this is what you're missing. Okay, the Soleimani. It was important to sink the Soleimani because Soleimani. Let me put you on hold while I answer all these phones that are coming in, and then I'm gonna move on to some other calls. But the Soleimani was named after General Soleimani that President Trump killed. General Soleimani was the Iranian general who oversaw all the Islamic terrorism of the world, and he's beloved in Iran. And sinking the Soleimani was a propaganda, really PR blow to the Iranian government. So it was a smart move to do. Listen, I'm gonna move on, but call me again sometime. You're a good caller. Call me again on another day. All right, you take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian. This is Derek from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's been a while, but good to talk to you.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, brother? Hey, so I want to bring this up real quick because I don't know if anybody else caught this, right? When Fauci was testifying the other day, right, he got a presidential pardon. So it's actually a crime for him to invoke the Fifth.
No, that Rand Paul. In fact, Rand Paul brought that up to him. Made a big deal about it.
Oh yeah. Because once you have a presidential pardon, there's no way to incriminate yourself.
You can't incriminate yourself if you have immunity.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of crazy that all the backpedaling and all the liberal media just trying to take his side and act like he didn't commit a crime.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally committed a crime on live television.
Exactly. No doubt.
Yeah, and this Iran thing, man, this whole thing is crazy. It's obviously they're a terrible regime. They've hated America for many, many years, and they just did what they want, and it's like the Wild West over there. I mean, we did cause a disruption back in the 2000s when going over there. Because those countries were at war for thousands of years. There's no question about that. But moreover, I mean, now it's just absolute terrorism and anarchy over there. And they hate America. And honestly, if it didn't happen now, who's to say what their capabilities would have escalated to in the future? So, I mean, this is a necessary evil. Unfortunately, we're taking some hits on the gas prices and stuff as a result. But all in all, I mean, a little bit of suffering.
The average American, spending $10, $15 more a month on gas.
Yeah,
the average.
I mean,
it's not that much.
Listen, I'm a business owner. I'm getting ready to open my second business. I had nothing as a kid. I collected food stamps. We had to go to the food bank.
Wow.
I hate this tax the rich type thing because I worked myself up from nothing. I literally had nothing my whole life, and I'm probably going to try to make $1 million here in the next year.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I should be taxed because I, built my business up, and I'm suffering, and people like Trump and everybody, they should be taxed. No, they're creating jobs.
Correct.
This whole liberal Democrat thing is crazy. Do they think the modern worker is going to employ 30,000 people? No, absolutely not. We need rich people to make more jobs and to keep bread on people's tables.
You're right. I mean, and rich people do spread the wealth around, just not in the way that these commies want it spread around.
Well, yeah, and the whole socialism thing, we've all witnessed, Cuba and other third world countries that have really, suffered because of socialism. I mean, think of how long it takes for you to just get basic government needs right now. what if the government ran every industry? Like, you think you'd get your coffee at Starbucks by the end of the year?
It'd be like it'd be Cuba. It'd be like Cuba.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. So,
but there's one thing that Cuba. But there's one thing that where Cuba doesn't have a problem, where we have a problem, and they don't have an obesity epidemic in Cuba because they don't have enough food to get fat with, because the people are starving. If you watch these videos of people down in Havana, you don't see fat people.
Right. Well, yeah, and that's a good problem to have, I guess.
No, it's not, because they're starving.
Well, no, but I'm saying for America, like, there's a lot of
obesity.
Obesity,
yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, they're starving down there. But if Cuba's a pit. It's the last bit of, and North Korea too.
Right. I guess what I meant by, I didn't mean like any offense to anyone. What I was saying though was that
you're right,
that we're even able to become obese and we have enough food compared to like countries like North Korea and stuff where the people are literally starving to death.
In fact, North Koreans on average are shorter than South Koreans because they've been without proper nutrition for so many decades now.
Right, exactly. So I really don't understand a lot of the logic these days of, we're doing so bad and we're doing so terrible. I mean, compared to some other third world countries, we're fantastic.
Well,
you
know what?
There's a
couple of the Democratic Socialist Communists fit a couple of molds. You have the Mamdanis and Abdul, who's running for Senate in Michigan. They're Muslims who were trying to destroy the United States from within. So that's what they're advocating for. But then you have others, like there's this. You have others that are just losers. Most Democrat socialists are just losers that don't have anything. The people that think money is dirty or that making money is bad are people that don't have it. I mean, that's it. It's just jealousy.
Hey, one more thing I'll touch on real quick that, of course, none of the media is covering is the Chinese government buying up a bunch of farmland in rural America, and a lot of it is around strategic strategic nuclear silos for the United States
and military bases and everything else.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah, that's scary. Mm-hmm. Real scary.
Well, call again sometime. You're a good caller.
China.
You're a good caller. Call again sometime.
Yes, sir. All right, I'll talk to you, Brian.
All right, take care. Take care. If you'd like to call in, the number's toll free. It's pinned in the live chat. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Justin. Call from New York.
Hey, Justin.
Hey, so I saw your YouTube statement. I don't know what you're talking about now. I hope I'm not derailing.
What is the statement?
It said the title of the video was, the live stream was Trump, something to the effect of Trump has defeated Iran and they know it.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't see the war ending anytime soon, and B, if you look at maps compared to the maps of strikes compared to the 40-day war that started on February 28th, it's quite clear that the U.S.'s capability to strike deeper into Iran is diminished.
We could wipe out out the whole country and turn it into glass in the desert if we wanted to.
Well, could you? I mean, without harming every single neighbor of Iran?
Sure. Yeah. We've got all kinds of weapons we're not using. What are you on this whole thing that we're running out of Patriot missiles? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, see, so it's not just Patriots, it's JASMs, it's just generally standoff munitions.
How do you know? How do you know we're running out of all these rockets?
Well, I guess if the standard is I have to physically see.
Do you have a classified? Hold on, let me answer that. My phones are ringing off the hook, but I don't know. Maybe you're an important person. Do you have a top secret security clearance or something, and you have access to our stockpiles?
I'm just somebody who's been reading the news since at least the beginning of the Ukraine war, when it was reported under Biden. Republicans seem to understand that there was a problem with standoff munitions at that point, but as time goes on, the standoff munition problem has alleviated itself.
The standoff munitions problem?
Or is it just the anti-Biden media that was doing that decided to turn anti-Trump?
What are you talking about? I don't understand what you're meaning.
Well,
I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example with the Patriot. First off, no one knows who doesn't have a special security clearance, and it's probably even limited in the military, what our stockpiles are on all of our ammunition and missiles and rockets. The Patriot missile has been in existence for decades, right? You know, and the government has been buying and stocking up on Patriot missiles for decades without really using them all that much. We gave a lot to Ukraine, but we haven't really been using them that much. We're using them now. You know, during the Second World War, were we running out of bombs because we were dropping them nonstop, day and night? I don't never.
Well, no, you had an industrial base.
We have an industrial base now.
What you're trying to do, Mr. Craig, right?
Well, you don't have to call me Mr. Brian will do. Brian Craig, you know,
Fine,
Brian can work. You know.
No problem, sir. Brian, so America, one, had an industrial base, but I think what you're doing is you're confining this issue of general standoff.
No, we had an industrial base. I've been hearing, hold on. I've been hearing, especially from liberals, but we do have the military-industrial complex, right? The military-industrial complex has been building and selling munitions, including Patriot missiles, for 80 years to the government that we haven't been using. Believe me, we are not running out of ammunition. This is just something that people on the left just made up, and it's caught on, and people just keep repeating it.
It's not just that. It's standoff munitions in general, and the evidence is clear.
No, it's not.
I don't know how many times Donald Trump has said. Give me a second to flesh this out, if you don't mind. Donald Trump has said, how many times have we destroyed Iran, destroyed their capabilities? Yet, U.S. strikes seem to be gradually heading west in a country that you really want. If you want to take it over, you want to head east. Why are the strikes heading west?
Well, I don't know about east or west, but we're not trying to take over the country, one. Okay, that's one. And the Iranians, here's a couple things with the Iranians.
What are we trying to do? If you don't mind, I don't want to interrupt you repeatedly, but that is an important
What are we
concept.
trying to do? It's simple. We're before this began, Iran spent about 50 years harassing the world with terrorism and everything else and bullying them with their military. Okay? And in the Middle East, they were considered a superpower. So what President Trump is doing is degrading them and putting them back in time to like the 1950s, before they were an industrial nation, all right? And with so far as their military, when I say we won this war on day one when we killed the Ayatollah Khomeini. And what President Trump is doing has taken them from the status of a superpower in the region, taking them down to a level that they're about at the level, not quite as low yet, but they're getting close to the Somali pirates that used to harass shipping, you know, back in the 90s and 2000s. They're no longer a major power. They're kind of a nuisance, like the Somali pirates. And I don't mean the Somali pirates in Minneapolis with the Medicaid fraud. I mean like the Captain Phillips Somali pirates. That's what he's doing.
Right. Well, I don't think you have any evidence of that if you look at any sort of like war maps, which there's multiple resources that are available to, one, show that the strikes on the U.S., the strikes on Iran are heading west.
Yeah.
Maybe they are trying to soften them up, but when you're losing aerial cover, when you can't maintain your aircraft safety.
Okay.
Or
excuse me.
Whatever.
Let me give you an example. Hold on a second. Listen to this for a second.
Indeterminate reason.
President Trump has done something that no president has ever done in the last week or two. He even talked about this in the Oval Office. Early last week, he had a press conference. It was the day that the president of Lebanon was sitting next to him in the Oval Office. He says, we're hitting Iran tonight, and he even said where. And he said, I could say that now. He said, I wouldn't normally say that, but I could say it because they don't have the ability to shoot back at us anymore. Right? I mean, they're not able to even fire back at us when we strike. We have complete superiority.
Which location did they hit? Let's be specific. What was the location? Was it Sarik?
I can't remember which target it was offhand.
Very important.
I can't remember which target it was. I can't remember which target it was. And you can read off a map and name some places that no one's ever heard of. But the point of it is this.
Maybe they should be open.
Iran, they have not been able to strike back. We have lost 19 service personnel, mostly from lucky shots the Iranians got off. They have not been able to even launch Islamic terror attacks worldwide since this began. They are 5% of the strength that they were 6 months ago.
Well,
maybe less.
When you want to talk Islamic terror, I mean, those are Shiites. Don't mix them up with Sunnis.
Iran backed all the Islamic terrorism around the world, including Hamas and Hezbollah and all these groups. It was always Iran.
They definitely do. But I don't want to get off the subject of where did Trump announce he was striking, because I've been watching the map. The closest they get.
It was one of the we had 13 nights of bombings that ended one day last week. It was the 12th or 13th night. I can't remember. And it was another time a week before that. He said we're going in tonight too.
Where?
So, I don't remember. I don't have the map. I'm not listen. I don't have the map out and monitoring where all the strikes are.
Is a map important in war?
Well, I'm not.
Important?
Not for me. No, I'm not the general.
I am. I'm a Marine. I was a former Marine in an infantry unit. I understand that maps are.
Marines are. You're never. Hold on a second. You're not. You're not a. There's no such thing as a former Marine.
Well, there is. I hate America.
No. Once a Marine, always a Marine.
I've rejected America. I reject
Really?
it.
What's the Marine Corps birthday?
November 10th.
What year?
I think it was.
You think? Yeah, that's what I thought. Thanks for the call. Starting to fall apart there. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Renee from Harlem.
Oh, hey, Renee.
So, Brianne, I just had to call in because I know you're calling. You're trying to go mainstream, and I think that has to be confronted. I just had to remind you that Eldridge Cleaver was driven crazy by your COINTELPRO racist program to drive the Panthers apart.
Excuse me, unlike you, I knew Eldridge Cleaver.
Yeah, I know, and that's to your blame.
Mm-hmm. And Eldridge Cleaver was a conservative.
Yeah, right.
Look,
sure.
guys, if you guys don't know who Eldridge Cleaver was, look him up.
Man, I know that you, buddy. You people do him crazy, okay? He was a fighter, and you people do him crazy, and that was the result.
I'll tell you this: you sound crazy. You sound crazy.
You're going to be
what?
You're going to be damned for that.
Damned?
Yes.
Oh.
I said it.
Okay. Well, you're not saying anything now. Oh, my goodness. We've had some pretty interesting calls on the program today so far. If you're on hold, hang in there. If you'd like to call in, please do. The number's toll-free. It's 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. And the number's pinned in the live chat on YouTube if you're in the YouTube live chat. You know, this is, the Marine, the former Marine, any of you out there, veterans from the United States Marine Corps, am I correct when I say you're not a former Marine, you're a Marine? In fact, I don't think I've ever heard a Marine say they're a former Marine. Have you? Was that a cosplay caller? I don't know. What do you guys think, you Marines out there? But then he said he hated America. Here's the thing. President Trump is he is a very, very smart and patient man, and this war is being planned and strategized by General Kane, who defeated ISIS. And we all agreed before this, even the liberals agreed, that General Kane was brilliant. He was part of President Trump's stump speech for years about defeating ISIS. So when General Kane in just a couple of weeks defeated ISIS, now he's the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, and you know he's the top strategist with this military campaign. And I think that General Kane knows exactly what he's doing. He's proven it with his defeat of ISIS. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Chris. I'm calling from Baltimore, Maryland.
Hey, Chris in Baltimore. What's up?
I would like to talk to you about what happened last night with Trump and the Iran war and him backing out late last night after all the build-up yet again, after how many times this movie is going to be played over and over. He goes and truth posts that he's going to have negotiations and Iran surrendered and they're going to open up the Strait of the Hormuz and that they're going to give up all the nuclear material. And you're sitting here and letting people actually believe that when Iran has said today that they never said anything of the sort, that they're not even talking with Trump or America right now. And
well, let me read what the president said.
Hold on, I'm not done. You and Fox News and conservatives are lying to the American people.
I'm going to read what the president said. I'm going to read
American soldiers are getting killed, and they're covering it up and taking down.
They're not covering it up. No Americans have been killed that have been covered up.
They erased the casualty numbers.
No, they're not doing that. That's not true. That's not true.
No. Sorry. Look,
I'm going to excuse me. I'm going to get a word in on my own show. I'm very polite. All opinions are excuse me. All opinions are welcome. But we're going to have a conversation, all right? I'm going to read what the
information.
I am going to read.
You're a loser.
I'm going to read.
You're a loser.
Okay.
Everything you say is a lie.
Oh,
Stop lying to American
I'm going to
people.
read what the president said.
You're a freaking loser. Loser. Lose just like Trump. Loser. Like you lost the war. Loser.
What war did we lose?
The Iran war, you dumbass.
How have we lost the Iran war?
Because Saudi Arabia told Trump not to do the attack because they didn't want to get blown up by Iran. Because you guys are retarded and you don't see that we don't have any more missiles.
Here's another one.
Patriots.
How do you know we don't have any more? Where do you get this? Excuse me. You're on hold. Where do you get this information that we don't have any more missiles?
You're a loser. Just like your president.
All right, I appreciate the call. Listen, all opinions are welcome, but we got to have a discussion. Am I being unfair? Let me read what the president put on Truth Social. The USA is locked and loaded and ready to go against the Islamic Republic of Iran at levels of military terror, strength, and power not seen since World War II. Despite this, we have just been asked by Iran and other Middle Eastern countries to hold off any attack and that the parameters of a deal has been agreed to. This would include the immediate, complete, and total opening of the Hormuz Strait and an end to Iran's nuclear threat. Based on this request, I have agreed for the future benefit of the world and likewise the survival of a successful and prosperous Iran to cancel the attack, subject to being able to rapidly make a deal. The country of Israel joins me in this great commitment. Get to work, everybody, and get it done. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J. Trump. That's what he said. Now, this thing that, have you noticed all of the left keeps saying that we're out of missiles? Where do you get this information? Do you really think that if, and by the way, if Trump's a loser, I want to be a loser, don't you? Worth billions of dollars. President of the United States, has his own planes, has skyscrapers that go up into the clouds with his name on them. Yeah, if that's a loser, my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we took out the Ayatollah. The Ayatollah's son we haven't seen at all. Right? So he's dead or severely wounded, and that's the way of it. But this thing about the Patriot missiles, this is a big thing with them. We're out of missiles. We're out of Patriots. No one knows how many of those things we have. And let me see, when did the Patriot missile first go into production? Let me look that up. I've been hearing about Patriot missiles for as long as I can remember, it seems to me. Let me look it up. Because, this story, they've just created this thing. Let's see. The Patriot missile system is approximately 50 to 57 years old. Okay, it was the designs began in the 60s, and in 76 they renamed it Patriot. It entered active service in the early 80s. So the Patriot missile has been in service of the United States military for over 40 years, almost 50 years, right? That's right. Eisenhower said, beware the military-industrial complex. How many Patriot missiles do you think have been manufactured and bought since the early 80s and now? Almost 50 years, right? How many? More than we could ever use, I promise you. Especially with the power of the military-industrial complex. So now, and this really cracks me up, right? We probably have enough Patriot missiles to last decades, right? We have 50 years of it. We have 45 years of Patriot missiles built up. We did give a bunch to Ukraine, but not really that many when you consider. So now this is what the left want us to accept with our military ammunition. And by the way, not just the Patriots. We've been buying from the military-industrial complex for 80 years, everything they make, whether we need it or not. But we're low on ammo, we're low on rockets, and we're low on missiles all of a sudden. So I thought that you liberals out there have been quoting Eisenhower's beware of the military-industrial complex my entire life. Now you want to tell us that the Pentagon and the government have been fiscally conservative and cheap with the military-industrial complex and haven't been buying more of these things than we need? Please. It's so bizarre. But you know what it is? It's that they want to believe it. They want to believe it. You know, any of you out there that are parents, right? Do you remember when, oh, by the way, if there's any little kids listening, big spoiler alert here. I got a big spoiler alert just to let you guys know that you may not want little children to hear. But do you remember when your kids learned the truth about Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny? Right? Did they just discover it one day? Or was it something they knew for a while, but they just wouldn't admit it to themselves because they wanted to believe? Right? Exactly. Well, that's what it is with the liberals, right? The liberals have to believe that we've lost, that we're out of ammo, we're out of missiles, and that Iran won. And if you notice, they're rather triggered when you point these things out to them. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. Doc from Texas.
Hey, Doc. What's up?
Hey, man. How you spending your Sunday afternoon?
I'm spending my Sunday with all of you good people right here on YouTube.
Well, appreciate it.
Yes.
Hey, I was want to call and tell you. I was going to call you in the morning. But I'm going to tell you this now. I was laughing when you were so upset about Janine Shapiro. I guess how you pronounce her last name.
Not Shapiro. Pirro. Judge Janine Pirro.
Pirro, okay. I was laughing when you was talking. Y'all so upset with her about when she didn't charge the guy. There was no evidence. That's why she didn't charge him.
No, he was indicted. Let me tell people what you're talking about. Judge Janine betrayed Trump. She dropped charges off that Olympian for defacing the reflecting pool for the vandalism. He was indicted by a federal grand jury on the charges. A federal grand jury. She brought the case to a federal grand jury. They presented evidence to a grand jury. And a Washington, D.C. Trump-hating grand jury indicted him.
Okay.
So there was evidence at a grand jury indictment.
No,
sorry.
No, if there was enough evidence to really go through it, she would have did it.
There was enough evidence to get a grand jury indictment from a Trump-hating grand jury in D.C.
It was enough to get it indicted, but it was enough to take him to trial because she knew it.
Oh, really?
What y'all don't realize, these people, Brian, These people are not going to risk their law license for Trump. And that's what it is. Now, they get up there and they realize, I'm not going to jail behind this fool.
Mm. Who's the fool? Who's the fool?
Trump.
What has he done that would have you label him a fool?
I'm just saying, Brian. I'm just saying these people are not going to.
I mean, you didn't even know that the guy had a federal grand jury indictment against him from D.C. until I told you.
No,
you didn't. You said there was no evidence. You got to present evidence. You can't get a grand jury indictment without evidence.
Calm down.
You've got to present evidence to the grand jury to get the indictment.
The bottom line, she didn't charge him. Trump is mad. He's gonna get rid of in a minute.
I hope so. I hope so. She's a traitor. She can go. She can go to dinner with the. She can have dinner with the other schmucks at Tucker Carlson's house.
I don't know why she even. Well, people ain't get the turnout. Nobody's not gonna want to work for him. Nobody's not gonna want to work.
So
for
now
him.
all of a sudden you like Judge Jeanine from Fox News.
I don't care for the lady. I think she's sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I think she threw her career away behind that foolishness, and she realized, I'm not losing my law license because, I'm not gonna be like Rudy, poor Rudy begging for money on the street corner.
We're next month is the 25th anniversary of 9/11, where America's Mayor Rudy Giuliani was the only member of the government to stand up against Al Qaeda during the attack, and you're laughing at him. Shame on you. He's a war hero.
He still let Trump punk him. He still let Trump punk him. Now he's begging for money on the street corner. Hello?
Yeah.
He's begging for money on the street corner because he let Trump punk him. Because now he don't have nothing.
He's making money on what? He's making money on what?
He's sitting on the street corner begging for a quarter because he doesn't have any more money.
Really? So you mean there's that? Hold on a second. This is interesting. You see, learn something here. There's a street corner somewhere where I can go find Mayor Giuliani asking people for money.
Yeah.
Where? Where's that street corner? Where's that street corner?
31st and Broadway.
Oh, and where's that?
In New York.
He lives in Florida. He lives in Palm Beach. Right up the street from Mar-a-Lago, where the other millionaires live. So he's not doing that bad. Oh my goodness! You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Texas. Well, I'm calling about what happened yesterday with the judge and with Jeanine. Jeanine.
Yes.
I'm thinking maybe she got threatened or something.
Well, I don't know, but I don't know. Something happened.
I mean, why did the left get away with all this? I mean, people mean to do the right. I mean, I got to say, if I was in the shoes, I'd be afraid, too, if they're threatening me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why did they get away with that? That's my point. And then over there, doctor over there laughing about it.
Yeah, I know. It's because Doc is sick.
So, that's what I wanted to bring up. And one more thing about the war. It's so many layers of evil people under there that not under the when a good government. A lot of them they hate America so much they don't care. They have to fight tooth and nail. That's another thing President Trump faced. He's caught between a rock and a hard place.
Oh
and
yeah.
It's so easy to say do this and do that when you're not in the shoes.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's what I just wanted to say. Well, doctors get me, but I'm from Texas, and not all Texans think like him.
Well, that's a good thing, that's for sure. He thinks like Tallarico, Doc.
Yeah, Tallarico, he's trying to make it look like he's for the average. He's doing some commercials.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to make it look like he's kind of conservative.
Yeah.
And I hope all conservative people don't fall for it.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, I appreciate your call.
Okay, thank you.
All right, take care. If you'd like to call in, the number's toll free. It's pinned in the live chat. If you're watching on YouTube in the live stream, it's 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. I came across this today, and all of us that are MAGA love Jack Posobiec, right? So I'm not going to give Jack Posobiec a hard time. But he said something I thought was really weird. Let me pull this up. I'm not exactly sure what he meant by that. Hold on, I got to find... Okay, here we go. Here it is. Okay, yeah, so he's on this panel, and Jack Posobiec, he's wearing this Wawa T-shirt.
Like what? So then we need to.
What's the
shame
solution?
Them?
The solution is MAGA.
capitalists.
The solution is nationalist populism.
No.
Actually do it.
What is the solution to getting Kevin O'Leary not to do that? Take it away from him. shame him, make sure that you can't post it on social media.
Absolutely.
But
he
like
should absolutely
we are
be shamed.
capitalists.
100%.
Like we are fundamentally pro
I'm not a
somebody
capitalist.
spending their wealth how they want to spend their wealth.
I don't think we should center our country around capital. I think that's not Christian.
Okay, he said he's not a capitalist and we shouldn't set our country around capitalism and capital. What does he mean by that? I mean, I'm not going to give Jack Posobiec a hard time, okay? Maybe he was just in an argument and said something but that he wasn't thinking. But if you're not a capitalist, you're not an American, right? And, that's, there's, and it's important to highlight that because we have these Democrat socialist idiots of communist America out there. And I just thought that was a weird thing that he said, didn't you? Now, I wanted to share this. Margaret Brennan, she had, hold on, let me pull it up. She had Manchin on. Yeah, I got the clip here. She had Joe Manchin on today. And, of course, they're all talking about the Democrat Socialist of America.
Heather, could you ever support a self-described socialist candidate?
No. No way. My God, no.
And even if they have some good ideas?
Well, I support the good ideas, but how could you support some of the crazy stuff they're for? Have you seen their platform? They're for dismantling everything that we know, whether it be the structure of government, Congress itself, or the Senate they want to get rid of. And then they start talking about all the crazy things. No police, no this, no this, no that. Are you crazy? We want a crime-free area. We have to have police for that.
Yes.
We want a strong defense. We want a strong border. But if Democrats can't say that, and they start lining up with the socialist demands of what you are to be a socialist, energy will be gone. There'll be no energy, okay? We have right now a tremendous amount of energy we're producing, and the world depends more on us than ever before. We can do more.
Yeah, so Margaret Brennan's coming out well, don't the Democrat Socialist of America have some good ideas? Here she is, a multi-millionaire promoting socialism on CBS. Yeah, I tell you, these people, they're really completely out of their minds. If you're new to my program, please do me the favor of subscribing. And if everyone could like the video, when you guys like the video, it helps so much because when you like the video, you get the video on YouTube recommended to people that have not yet found my channel, okay? So please like the video if you don't mind. That helps so much, and it's always, of course, free to do that. Now, this is MS Now, the lowly rated cable network formerly known as MSNBC, and they're talking about the Democrat Socialist of America. Of course, that's the big topic these days.
So, guys, I think what I thought was really interesting and what I left with was that they're also understanding that this is a moment that they haven't had before and that they actually have to appear more serious. When I was talking to the co-chair at the beginning there, one of the other parts of the conversation was that, they know that people see them as like silly little kids that are playing politics, where in fact they could, take all of the anger that's happening in this country and transition it into something real. And so when you talk about, that little pamphlet I had was something that they were giving out to everyone, and what was not in there was the stuff that has gotten the most attention from their platform. That's on 2 pages. We have this in element 1. There are a lot of things on there, but what wasn't in that paper was there was no abolish the U.S. Senate, which has gotten them pilloried. There was no abolish the Defense Department. There was nothing about defunding the police.
See what he's saying? He's like, don't worry about the Democrat Socialist of America. They're moderating their views. No, they spoke their mind. They got too excited, told people what they really think, that they want to abolish the presidency and the Senate, okay, and want to just do away with them. That's an overthrow of the government. And, of course, there's huge blowback because it's so unpopular. So what they've done is they've come out with a new list of their platform, but they canceled out all the things that people were upset at them about, and they're trying to act like they've moderated. So now what they're doing is they're lying.
There was no abolish the U.S. Senate, which has gotten them pilloried. There was no abolish the Defense Department. There was nothing about defunding the police. That was not in there. And what he said to me was, this document that I was holding in my hand was put together in the last month. So to me, that signals that there may be some changes coming to the platform.
There's no changes. They just got caught, and people don't like what they're selling, right? I mean, that's it. That's it. And, you know, it's a good thing. We don't want the Democrat socialists to get elected. And I believe because they're calling for the overthrow of the U.S. government, which is what they're calling for, make no mistake about it, I don't think that the ones that if they win the general election, and some of them are going to in New York, without a doubt, right? Those are like unopposed seats, and they won the primary. They should not be seated in the Congress. If you're advocating the overthrow of the American government, which they're doing, the Democrat Socialist of America, you are not allowed to be in the government. You can't be in the Congress when you're talking about overthrowing the government, eliminating the presidency. So that's an elimination of an entire branch of government, the executive branch. And then they want to eliminate the Senate, which is half of the legislative branch. And then they want to increase the number of Supreme Court justices and have them answer to a committee. So now we don't have an independent judiciary. No, that's wrong. Now, one of my Patreon supporters who's in the chat a lot, Shauna, she posted this video. I've never seen anything like this before. She posted this video and tagged me on X. And by the way, you guys can follow me on X at Brian Craig Show. And, you know, we've seen these stories about, there's all this, the lefts are always trying to get the minimum wage raised. And, by the way, Bruce, thanks for giving all those membership gifts away. Thanks so much. Bruce just gifted 10 memberships. So when you become a member, you get your name in the chat in a special color, and you get access to all the member-only emojis, okay? But I wanted to share this. We've heard about when the Democrats... when they talk about raising the minimum wage, you see how McDonald's has gone automated. You go inside a McDonald's, and there's not even anybody there to take your order. If you yell over the counter, they'll come and do it, but you do it on a computer, right? And even when you go to the drive-thru, the person at the drive-thru says, will you be using your mobile app today? And they want them to know their jobs are in jeopardy. Don't join the union. Before I get to this video, though, Jen Extra, she sent me 2 super chats. Thanks so much. And she said, Brian Glenn said on RSBN one time that he hated people. Since then, I haven't cared for him. Did he really say that? Wow. Wow. That's something. He said he hates people? Wow. So anyway, Shauna tagged me with this video. This is a gas station that does not have any employees. It's a gas station and convenience store without any employees. This guy pulled up and was in such shock, he made a video about it.
Hey everyone, I stopped at a gas station in Alabama to get some fuel. And y'all talk about minimum wage, how high it's getting and stuff. This gas station is what's going to happen. Everything here is automated. There's not a soul here working. And I'm going to show you around to show you what I've seen. I've never seen this before, but I'm here with my truck. Just got out. It's just a regular gas pump. You pay at the pump. But let me take you inside.
It's crazy. There's no one here.
Like I say, there's no attendants. There's nobody here.
You see, the gas station's named Patriot. I like that.
You go in. There's nothing. There's nobody. There's not a window. There's nothing. See, it says pay at the pump only, no cash accepted. There's your coffee, ice. I'm making a video of this. I ain't never seen nothing like this. You talk about minimum wage going up, this is what's going to happen. There's nobody here to pay.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a car.
Mm-hmm. All of these machines are automated.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like this. I didn't even know that was possible. I thought they were required to have somebody there because of the gas pumps. So, yeah, exactly. That's pretty scary, isn't it? Don't raise the minimum wage too high. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Southern Oregon. My name is Greg.
Hey, what's up, Southern Oregon?
I'm enjoying your show before we go out and jump in the pool and have a good time today in our conservative part of the Oregon. And I hear these low IQ callers calling in, and I believe they're a byproduct of the education system of this country. And they don't realize for 47 years, a country has chanted death to America. And those very people who are calling in and with nonsense, they would be wiped out easily by Iran. They would gladly take out those very same callers who are against the President of the United States,
That's
the
right.
only man who has stood up for this country.
Mm-hmm.
And the American, in 47 years against, when they started out against the American soldiers in the barracks, and ever since they've been a problem in the world. And if they don't think they wouldn't use a nuclear weapon, then how do they shut down just a straight a world waterway?
Yeah.
And people don't think that they wouldn't. People think, these callers don't think that they wouldn't harm them and us. It makes no sense to me. It's just terrible.
And the fact that they won't stop fighting and harassing shipping with everything that's happened to them shows you they're insane.
Absolutely. And I just hope that people, rally around the President of the United States, pray for him, pray for this nation, and pray for your neighbor, because we all should be in this together, and we would all prosper together.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope they can fix the school system, because they are turning out a bunch of people who hate America, and that's just a shame.
It is. I know. Yeah, and they've been doing it for so long now. I mean, we're a couple generations into this hate America first cry. You know, what they did when Obama was president, what happened is they took the indoctrination from the colleges and started doing it in the public schools, starting in kindergarten. And that's really what's happened. It's sad.
Obama, sorry to interrupt, Obama is the worst thing a public figure could ever happen to this nation. He's a divider in chief. He hates America. People who voted for him, he hates you.
Yep.
He wants to live, he wants the cash, he wants to live in a high lifestyle, but he hates you and doesn't want you to have it.
Yep.
And I appreciate you, Brian, every day in getting out and supporting the president and giving us the information that we need when we don't have it. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, thank you for watching.
Day.
All right, you too. Thank you. All right, we got some breaking news. The President of the United States, President Trump's just dropped something. Listen to this. Okay, this is just a little while ago.
Would you consider Ron DeSantis for a cabinet position?
Well, I like him a lot, so nobody did. I like him a lot.
So that's a yes. And what cabinet position is going to be open? You know, Ron DeSantis is term limited out of office. And he's not running for any other office. So that's right. The new governor's coming in January. And it won't be DeSantis. Hopefully it'll be Brian Donalds, and it looks like it. So what is the job that he's planning on giving? What cabinet position? I don't know. Maybe Mark Wayne Mullen, who's been upsetting, but who knows? Who knows if maybe he'll make him Attorney General, right? I saw this story today. Look at this. This is in the Gateway Pundit. Illegal alien. This is this lady here. Illegal alien claims her uncle stole her $2 million California lottery jackpot, right? After she feared claiming it would get her deported. Let me pull up this article. She's going to have a hard time making a case. Do any of you feel sorry for her? I'm telling you, you say they're only cleaning toilets and mowing grass. She won the lottery. They're taking everything from us. Oh, my goodness. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. I had to pause your video so I could call.
Uh-huh.
So I can't see, like the chat or you.
Well, that's okay. What's on your mind? What's on your mind?
Okay. Well, Brian, I've been watching you for a while. My name is Jan.
Mm-hmm.
I live here in Alaska.
Alaska.
I'm very much, I'm way up here. Hi.
Hey.
You're way down there.
That's right.
Florida is beautiful. I'm originally from Texas, so I keep up with Texas, definitely, what's going on there. But I used to drive to Florida till I hit the ocean, just whenever it hit me. I do love your state of Florida. Listen, I'm independent. I'm definitely not left, but I'm definitely not far right like y'all are. And I'm just trying to understand y'all's thinking, MAGA thinking. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, you got to be more specific. Like, what's the particular issue that you're concerned with?
It's about what Trump campaigned on, and what y'all why y'all voted for him, and I'm just not understanding.
Well, what did he campaign on that you take issue with? What's the
energy, electric bills would be down 50% in the first year, and that didn't happen.
He did not promise. No. He didn't. In fact, he said the opposite. He did not promise to lower the prices of anything. In fact, he did an interview. No. In fact, he did an interview. I think it was Leslie Stahl on 60 Minutes. I may be wrong about that. But right before the election, I was surprised to hear him say this in an interview, because it was like right before the election, the 2024 election. And they were asking him. He said, I can't. He says, I can't promise to lower prices. It's very difficult. Once the prices are up, it's almost impossible to lower them. But I can keep them from going skyrocketing higher.
Well, mine went up 40%. That's untrue.
40%. What went up 40%?
My electric bill.
Well, I can't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you have an inefficient heater in Alaska. I don't know, but I'm in Florida, and my air conditioning runs every day, 365 days a year. Okay, maybe one day we don't have it on, right? 364 days a year. Maybe there's one day it's not on all day, and my electric bill hasn't gone up 40%. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, we do use heating up here. We don't have air conditioning.
But
most of us don't have air conditioning. Also, another concern of mine, he did not campaign on this, but he did cut the forest services for the Forest Services, and we are prone, and we do have wildfires up here.
Yeah, well, okay. So Trump's responsible for forest fires?
Yeah, he cut those out, and people are dying in wildfires.
Because of Trump. Trump is causing wildfires in forest and killing people in forest fires.
No, Brian. He's not causing the wildfires. He's caused the help for wildfires.
So if there's a fire in Alaska, it can't put out the fire because President Trump did what?
He cut the money that funds the helicopters. Do you know what a helicopter is?
Yes, it's a flying machine.
Yes, it is, and it drops water and fire retardant. Okay. And it also cut where...
See, the problem you have the problems you have in Alaska are not the problems of Trump. You've got a bunch of idiots... Excuse me. You've got a bunch of... Hold on a second here. You got a bunch of idiots, okay, that run Alaska, and they have this... And they have the... Excuse me. And they have this... And they have this... Excuse me.
This is a red state.
No. It is. You've got a bunch of fake rhinos running Alaska. Rhinos are Democrats.
Oh no, they are loyalists.
Loyalists.
MAGA.
No, loyalists do not have rank. Excuse me.
State.
No, it is not.
This is a MAGA
No, it is
state,
not.
Right?
It is not.
How can you tell me it's not?
Well,
You've never even been here.
I can't tell you anything if you won't stop talking and listen. Okay?
Go.
MAGA states do not have rank choice voting, which is a con.
No, not really.
Yes, it is.
It's not bad. We're not complaining about
It's corrupt.
it. Y'all are.
Ranked choice voting is corrupt. But if there's any problems, call your senator.
Ranked choice.
Murkowski,
You
the mother of ranked choice voting.
You get to vote for who you want to. Number one. Then you get a second choice.
Oh, a second choice.
If that one doesn't win, then you got the second choice.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
That's it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think it does.
Here in Florida, you vote for who you want to win, and either they win or they don't. It's ranked choice voting was brought in by Murkowski, who's corrupt.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's corrupt.
No, her father did when he was governor.
Yeah, and he made her the senator. She inherited that. She inherited that.
Yeah.
And she's corrupt.
Yeah, we did not vote for her.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you've got ranked choice voting, and you could never get her out of office. So they say they're Republicans, but they're really Democrats.
Oh no, we don't think so. No.
Look at how they treated Sarah Palin.
Sarah Palin was a piece of work, wasn't she?
She's awesome. She was awesome.
She was awesome when she was in Alaska, but she just kind of went nuts with the spotlight and all that, and she kind of lost her way.
No, she was awesome.
Yeah.
She was awesome, and the political machine of Alaska harassed her, and she couldn't stand up to them. She quit, but they were harassing her so much.
We all were.
You all were harassing her.
Well, I didn't personally harass her.
You said we all were.
I just lost total respect for her.
Why?
When she got into the spotlight and she had to wear her mini skirts and around.
Well, she probably didn't wear mini skirts in Alaska because it's so cold there.
Well, but when she left Alaska, she lives in California. She just went to mini skirts and personally, she's just kind of too old to pull that off.
Conservatives love Sarah Palin and respect Sarah Palin. So, conservatives love Sarah Palin and don't have ranked choice voting.
Well, I don't respect Sarah Palin, and that's okay. We can disagree on that.
And ranked choice voting is corrupt.
How?
Because the person you vote for doesn't win. It's a confusing system meant to confuse people so that you can't vote people out of office that are part of the political machine. Nobody knows.
Okay,
Yeah.
Well, I could agree to disagree or take it or leave it. Because right now it's all we got up here, and we do vote. So we can't. I can't not vote. I will always vote too. But they will never let you vote out ranked choice voting. It'll never happen. I'm good with it or without it at this time because it's the only thing we have.
Okay.
You see where I'm coming from, or I don't vote, and I will always vote, and y'all should too. All of you MAGAs always vote as well.
Well, wait, I thought you were MAGA.
No, I'm independent. I am not MAGA.
Are you conservative?
No. Well, yes.
You said no. You said no when I asked.
I'm not MAGA.
But I said, then you're conservative. You said no, you're not. You said no when I asked.
I'm not MAGA.
You said then I said, so you're conservative? You said no.
Well, I'm independent, Brian. I can go both ways. I'm right in the middle.
You go both ways? When you say you go both ways, what's something you go to the liberals on?
Healthcare, education,
Healthcare, what does that mean? Education, what does that mean?
Our education system sucks, man. Y'all aren't getting education.
Okay.
Health care. I believe everybody should have health care.
Okay.
And that's been cut.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen. I'm gonna move on, but I appreciate the call. All right.
Can I ask you about Iran?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. I appreciate it. He did campaign on no new wars. I've seen 8 videos of 8 different rallies where he's going no new wars, no new wars.
Nope, he didn't say no new wars. By the way, are you pro-choice? She's thinking.
I'm pro-choice.
Okay, so you support abortion.
Absolutely.
You support abortion. I think you're independently liberal.
I don't think it should be up to men what women
should be
do
up
with
to
our
men.
body.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
So can women? What about women who decide they want to smoke crack and shoot heroin, and snort cocaine? Is that okay? It's their body, their choice, right?
Well, is it okay for men to?
I don't think it's okay for anybody to smoke crack, snort coke, or shoot up heroin. But with women,
I've never done it.
It's
I've never done it.
Their body,
but
their choice.
It's equally on the men too. They do it too.
I don't. Should women be able to inject their bodies with heroin? My body, my choice.
Should men?
I don't think anybody should. I don't think anybody should have abortions. I don't think anybody should be shooting heroin. Well, but why are you telling women what to do? Why are you telling women what to do? What about this? What if women decide they want to be prostitutes? You know, a man can pay them for sex, or maybe a woman can pay them for sex. My choice, my body. Should women be able to be prostitutes?
They've been doing that since the beginning of time. That's in the fucking Bible.
Oh, nice language to use when you're talking about the Bible.
Well,
you're a class act.
It's true. It's true.
So do you think it is okay? Do you think it is okay for a woman to prostitute herself, her body, her choice?
I could not.
I didn't ask you if you would. I don't think anybody would want to pay you. You sound. But do you think women should be able to be prostitutes?
You need to apologize to me for that. There was no reason for you to say that.
You just used the F word to me.
Not. Huh?
You just used the F word talking about the Bible.
So?
Well, I was offended at that.
Oh, well then I apologize. I didn't mean to offend you personally. But you did mean to offend me personally.
You're elderly, and that's not the type of, I guess people, okay, I apologize. If you want to be I'm sure there's some guy who would want to pay if you were doing that. So should women be able to prostitute themselves out? You support a woman's right to choose what to do with their own body. Her body, her choice.
Well, they're doing what they have to do to make money.
Okay, so you support prostitution. Okay.
Trump does.
No, he doesn't.
He paid Stormy Daniels $130,000.
No, he did not. Michael Cohen did. Michael Cohen did.
On behalf of Mr. Trump.
Nope. In fact, Stormy Daniels said none of that happened. She gave a sworn statement that none of that happened. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call. Call me again.
You're scared.
Of what?
Of me.
Why would I be scared of you?
Because you just lied, Brian.
Lie?
Stormy Daniels testified in court.
She gave a deposition that said she never had sex with him.
It was a trial, and she did.
Nope.
It was not a deposition.
And Michael Cohen paid her, not President Trump. And then Michael Cohen tricked Trump into paying him for some other services. All right. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. Call me again sometime. All right. Take care. Oh, my goodness. Woo. And it's on Sunday. And she used that language. Holy smokes. That's how they roll in Alaska. Let me finish this story because I got a chuckle out of this story. And then, hold on. The illegal alien who won the California lottery. And the reason I share this is because the Democrats, the liberals, are always telling us that the illegals, they're just doing things, they're not taking anything away from Americans. They're doing things Americans don't want to do. I don't know an American that doesn't want to win the lottery. She won the California lottery. Listen to this. An illegal alien in California says her uncle stole a $2 million lottery jackpot she won after she handed him the winning ticket because she was afraid that claiming the prize herself could lead to her deportation. She bought a $20 scratch-off and won $2 million. See, right? An American could have bought that scratch-off, right? That's exactly right. She bought somebody she didn't just guess the numbers, she bought a scratch-off. They're not just mowing lawns and cleaning toilets, which Americans do want to do those jobs, by the way. She purchased a $20 scratch-off ticket at a liquor store in Santa Rosa, California in late 2024 and realized she hit the jackpot after scratching off the required words. Rather than hand the ticket to the California State Lottery herself, she turned it over to an uncle she believed had legal residency, expecting him to cash it and return the money. The New York Post reports that records show the uncle received a check for $1.5 million. In fact, $1,520,004.08. They took out the taxes. She claims he kept the entire prize and has cut contact with her after he got the $1.5 million. I handed it over to an uncle. Supposedly, he had legal residency paperwork and was going to give me the money, she told Univision. She said she immediately began making plans for her children's future once she knew she won the lottery. It was a dream I had. I only thought about my future and that of my children. I am telling the truth and nothing but the truth, and I have sufficient evidence to win this case. She's messaged her uncle and hopes he'll reconsider and return the funds. And she stated that she has filed legal action, though she provided no further details about the case. She declined to name the uncle publicly. She feared that claiming the prize could get her deported. Illegal aliens are not prohibited from collecting lottery winnings in California. Are you kidding me? However, they are required to pay federal and state taxes on the prize. And oh my goodness. So, yeah, that's right. And the fact that it's a scratch-off ticket shows that she took the lottery ticket of an American or a legal immigrant into the United States. Oh, my goodness. If you're new to the program, welcome. My name is Brian Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. I am live every morning of the week, right? Monday through Friday and Saturday and Sunday. And I'm also here most every afternoon as well. And anytime I'm in the studio, I'm taking live calls on the live stream, and you're all welcome to call in, regardless of opinions. All opinions are welcome, okay? And if everyone could do me the favor of liking the video, that helps so much, guys. Please like the video. When you like the video, it gets the video recommended to people that have not yet found the channel and don't know about me. So please like the video before you go. My name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I will see you first thing bright and early tomorrow morning. Take care.